Everyone, welcome to day 25th of November LeetCode Challenge, and today's question is smallest integer divisible by k. So in this question, you are given a number k and you need to form a new number n such that all its digits include 1 in it and the number is divisible by k. So you need to return the length of that number that becomes the smallest number that becomes divisible by k, which includes all 1 in it. And if that number is not possible, you simply return -1. For example, when k is equal to 1, the smallest number is 1. 1 is divisible by 1, and its length is 1 again. So you return 1 here. When k equals to 2, 2 being an even number, there is no number that can be generated using ones which can be divisible by k here, which is 2, hence you return -1. And when k is 3, triple one will be that number which is the smallest in nature, which is divisible by k and its length is 3, hence you return 3. It's also given that k lies between 1 to 10 raised to the power 5, and let's go through the algorithm now. So let me just start the slideshow. Smallest integer divisible by k, and let me just reiterate the constraints here. The resultant number must be divisible by k and can include 1 as its digits. For example, 1, double 11, 111, 1111, and so on. We need to return the length of such number that becomes divisible by k. As soon as you find that number that is divisible by k, return that. Now let's think of the corner cases first before even moving further. Let me just ask you a question here. Whenever k equals to 2 or k equals to 5, will it be ever possible to generate a number including ones that is divisible by k? Obviously not, because the k being an even number here and k being 5, uh, there can never be a number that includes all 1 and that is also divisible by k in either of these cases. So you need to return -1 from here. So these are the two corner cases. Let's move ahead and let's think of a generic algorithm now. So let's take a case when k is given to us as 3, and let's start the iteration. So when n equals to 1, the remainder is 1. When the number becomes 11, the remainder is 2. And when the number becomes triple one, the remainder is 0. So we find out the first number that becomes divisible by 3. We need to return its length. So the answer becomes 3. Also, there is a pattern. So if you keep on moving ahead, keep on adding 1 to it, generating a new number for using n, you will see that the remainders keep on repeating itself. As seen in this case, for 1111, the remainder again becomes 1. For 11111, 5 times 1, the remainder becomes 2. And when you have a number 6 times 1, the number becomes 0. The remainder becomes 0. So you will see that this pattern starts getting repeated after 3 instances. So this is the pigeonhole principle, that after k instances, the number will repeat itself. So you will find all the possible remainders till in k times. Let's go through the other example. So here k is given to us as 7. So first number is 1, then 11. When you divide 11 by 7, you get remainder as 4. And when you divide triple one by 7, you get remainder as 6. When you divide 1111 by 7, the remainder is 5. And when you divide 11111 by 7, the remainder is 2. And when you divide 6 times 1 by 7, the remainder is 0. And then according to the same principle, you start repeating the remainders again. So this is what the algorithm says, that whenever there is a possibility that the new number will be divisible by k, it can be found out in less than k times, from 0 till k minus 1 times. So in totality, in these number of permutations, you'll be able to find that out. Also, there's a trick now that I'm going to tell you that will help us generate the new remainder for the next remainder, the next probable remainder using the previous remainder. So it's a mathematical formula. If you're not aware of it, don't worry. It's something that I have also learned over time. So the next this is something related to Vedic maths. Next remainder will be equal to previous remainder into 10 plus 1 modulus k. So whenever you are trying to generate the next possible remainder from the previous remainder, you will use this formula and generate. So this is a simple logic. Let's code it up. Let me just call the variable previous the remainder makes sense, initialize to 0, and let me just start with the corner case as discussed. If whenever k becomes equals to 2 or k becomes equal to 5, return -1. That's the negative case, no number is possible. And let's just start a loop. We know that we will get all the possible set of remainders in maximum of k times. So I is less than 0, I is less than k, I plus plus. The loop will run k times, and let's use our like the mathematical formula that we discussed in the algorithm. A remainder will be equal to the next remainder will be equal to the previous remainder into 10 plus 1 modulus k. And whenever if remainder turns out to be 0, that means you have found out the element, you need to return the value of that iteration, the length of that iteration. Length will be equal to I plus 1, and otherwise you'll simply return -1 because it's not possible. You exceeded the maximum possible cases in which you must have got the result. Remainder equals to 0. You must have got the result, and that's it. Let me just try this out. Good, we are good here. Accepted. Thanks for watching the video.